This episode is not just about scenic oil rigs floating on the sea, because the oil and gas industry drills everywhere, from oceans to deserts, salt flats to jungle basins. This business operates on land and sea, and even the frozen Arctics. And wherever you drill, the cost is brutal, and I'll show you that today. I say this not as an outsider, but as someone who's been inside this world for more than 18 years. My views today are not expressed with a ringside view, but as an active player in the oil and gas industry. I worked as a transformation consultant with oil and gas giants, helping them optimize operations, reduce cost overruns, and manage risks on projects worth billions. And today I am going to show you what it really costs to drill a well. Not just build a rig, not just rent one, but to keep it waiting, move it across countries and continents, and drill a hole that might turn out a dry hole and give you nothing in return. Millions of dollars down the drain. This is the oil and gas industry, where every well is $1 million gamble, and the earth doesn't always pay back. Let's start with two major types of rigs. Land rigs, which operate onshore, and these are cheaper and simpler but still expensive. And then you have offshore rigs, operating in shallow or deep water. These are floating fortresses of steel. A typical land rig costs 20 to 25 million to build. Daily cost to run? Around 30,000 to 50,000 US dollars. A jackup offshore rig costs 180 to 250 million dollars. A deepwater drill ship, or semi-submersible as we call it, can go up to $900 million. And the operating cost? Up to $1 million a day. Now here's what people forget. Drilling isn't 24/7 perfect progress. Rigs often sit idle, waiting on weather, permits, logistics, or decisions. And when they do, you still pay $300,000 to $500,000 per day. You pay that for doing nothing, just waiting. That's called non-productive time, NPT, and it kills profits. Then there's the move cost. Mobilizing a rig from one site to another, whether across a country or across oceans, that alone can cost anywhere between $2 to $25 million, depending on rig size, distance, and location access. And yes, that's before drilling even begins. Here's a daily snapshot of financial burn on a deep water operation. Rig lease per day rate around $400,000. Crew and specialists $35,000 per day. Drilling consumables like mud, casing, cement, etc. $50,000 per day. Fuel and power generation $40,000 per day. Support logistics like ships, helicopters $60,000 per day. Insurance, HSEN compliance $15,000 per day. So that makes it a total of $600,000 to $1 million per day. And drilling one well might take 90 to 120 days. That's over 100 million on one shot. And remember, 1 in 5 exploratory wells succeed. So 4 or 5 burn your cash and give you nothing back. Let's go deeper into what happens when things don't move or move too much. Idle time, or non-productive time, NPT as we call it, happens more than most companies admit. Maybe the drill string gets stuck. Maybe the permits get delayed. Maybe the supply vessel is late by 48 hours. And even if the rig is not drilling, you're still paying the rent. And that rent is 400,000 US dollars a day doing nothing. And multiply that over 10 idle days, you just burned $4 million and produced 0 barrels. Now add in rig mobilization costs. Onshore $2 to $5 million. Offshore up to around $25 million, especially if it involves towing, special permits, or custom delays. And don't forget the demobilization. Moving the rig again when the job is done, that's another 7-figure bill. So the question is, why do companies take this kind of financial punishment? That's because if a whale strikes, if a whale becomes producing, it can deliver oil or gas worth hundreds of millions over 10 to 20 years. Some fields generate over $1 billion in value, but the risk is baked in. The odds are brutal. The costs are merciless. This is not romantic business, it's maths, risk, cash burn, and patience. And it breaks even the boldest if they miscalculate. And that's where people like us step in. So the next time someone says oil and gas is just a money printing machine, ask them if they are ready to pay $25 million to move a rig, $1 million per day to operate, and another $500,000 a day just to sit and wait idle. This is not a startup pitch. This is the big league of energy where nations rely on success, and the failure costs more than most companies are worth. I'm Sid signing off until next time. If this episode gave you clarity, please share your thoughts and share it. Because energy isn't just about turning on a light or turning ignition of your car. Energy is about burning millions in the dark just to see what's really underneath. Bye bye and take care.